Hey guys, what's up? Uh, I tried to make a video like 5 times yesterday and it just didn't work out. I was having kind of a bad day yesterday. Not like a really bad day. Like I woke up and I, things were fine. It was just, um, I've had a lot going on. I was kind of overwhelmed yesterday. I'm hoping today doesn't end up like that. Uh, I've, people have been, for lack of a better word, I guess, nagging me a lot in just lately, uh, like a lot, and like a few people. So it's been kind of stressful trying to manage everybody else's expectations, which is not really doable. People are going to think what they're going to think. But I had sleep paralysis for the first time in a long time the other night, and I've been having nightmares. Last night I had a dream. It wasn't really a nightmare. But 2 days ago, or 2 nights ago, I had a dream where me and my friends were all sitting around playing cards. We were playing we used to play the old World of Warcraft trading card game before they discontinued it and started Hearthstone. For anybody that doesn't know what that is, it's a trading card game. It's kind of like baseball cards, sort of, except for it's like an actual game, and you like build a deck of cards and out of cards that you've collected, and you can play against other people's decks that they've built, and it was really fun. We got most of our friends into it back then, but then they discontinued it. So I still have a bunch of the cards. I was never really able to build the deck that I wanted to because I just never got on Amazon or eBay or whatever and bought the rest of the cards that I needed for the deck I was trying to build. But it was expensive. Like, one thing about Hearthstone is that it's free, but we probably spent thousands of dollars on cards back then between all of us. We were broke, but over years. But anyway, we're in the dream. We were all playing that game and just hanging out. And then we started getting tired. And I went to sleep in the dream and had a dream in a dream. And in the dream, I there was like we were in this house. It was like a trailer, I guess, like a mobile home. And behind it, to the left a little bit, was this really tall cliff face, like a really tall cliff. And there was a ledge high up, and there was a cave, just like a dark, like the typical stereotypical like hole in the, kind of looked like a cartoon cave. It was about big enough for like a person to walk into it. And something was pulling me through the air towards this ledge with a cave. And I knew that I did not want to go there. And I didn't, it was scary. And I'm scared of heights anyway. So flying through the air up a cliff it wasn't great. And then I woke up in the dream, and there were these two guys that were playing cards with us that I didn't know. And that happened a lot when I was like in high school, because I wasn't a very talkative person, so there were a lot of people at the school that I didn't know, and a lot of people that uh, they were friends with, outside of the school, that I didn't know, that we ended up hanging out with sometimes. So that was pretty normal. And one of the guys I didn't know was just sitting on the couch, and he was just bleeding from his scalp. When I woke up from the dream inside the dream, he was just bleeding from his scalp, and it was like just dripping down his face. And I asked him if he was okay, and I told him I had some ibuprofen. If he, like, are you hurt? What's wrong? And he was crying like he was hurt, and but he said it's fine. I have a disease. It's a disease. It's not. I'm not hurt. And his friend, the other guy in the group that I didn't know, was he was standing there and he was acting like it was normal, like it just happened all the time. He was like, "Yeah, man, it's fine," and he walked off. And then I woke up, and I don't know what that means. If it has a meaning, I have no idea. And but it was scary though, because I mean, like the flying through the air part was scary, and then there's a dude with blood all over him, and it's like that can't be a good sign, But and then last or night before last, I had a dream that it wasn't like really a scary dream or anything, but I was friends with this dude. There were a lot of people in the dream. I don't know. I don't remember most of it, but I remember I think my family was in it somewhere. But there was this guy I was friends with, and he had like a sister or something. I don't know who she was. I don't know if she was a sister or who she was, but I think she was probably a sister. That was the vibe I was getting. But this guy, I was like friends with this guy, and one day he just got like really irritated with me about something. And I couldn't figure out what it was, but the feeling I was getting like was that feeling you get when you're friends with somebody and you find out that they've been like talking shit about you or something. Like he was acting like I was like being nosy, or that I didn't have social skills, or that like maybe I was, you know, maybe I had some kind of like disability, like I that I didn't know about, like I was like on the spectrum or something. And it's funny because I had a friend in high school that thought I was autistic. I don't think I am, but or at least I've never been diagnosed with any kind of autism. I've had friends that had Asperger's. I had a few friends actually that had Asperger's, but this guy was acting like I was, you know, upsetting him somehow. And and then I ran into his sister, and she had a broken leg, and I was like, "Geez, what happened to your leg?" And she didn't want to answer me. Like she didn't want to tell me, and it wasn't like she was embarrassed or anything. It was more like it was none of my business. And I was like, "Why? What? Like I'm just your leg is broken." I'm just curious, like, but it was weird. It was like one of those moments where you find out that like you're the maybe it's like it's hard to explain, but it's almost like when you'll be in a group of friends or something, and they'll start acting like you're the dumb one, even though like the reason that they're acting like you're the dumb one isn't actually because you're the dumb one. It's because like they want you to be the dumb one. You know what I mean? Like they're too cool for you. I think probably a lot of people have been through that at one point or another. Um, I have, and it didn't really make a lot of sense then, but kids are weird. Kids do strange things to each other. Kids play weird games. And last night I had a dream where I was back in high school, and I had this art teacher that wasn't my art teacher in high school. It was a dude. My art teacher in high school was a woman, and she was really cool. But I had this art teacher in my dream that was a dude, like a tall dude with dark hair and glasses, and he was pretty cool. But the school was strange. It had there was a bathroom that kind of wrapped around the art class, and it had a bunch of stalls and urinals, and I think there were like some showers in there or something. It was kind of odd. But there were secret passages going through the school, and like some of them were in the bathroom, but you had to know like what little thing to push on, to get the wall to open up. And I was trying to figure out how to get to art class, and this kid that I didn't know, and I've always been kind of nervous around people that I don't know, or at least back then. I'm a lot less nervous with people now. I have like a lot less social anxiety and things like that now. But like back when I was in high school, I was really nervous, especially around like other dudes. I just, like dudes are very, very competitive, and they can be really mean sometimes. So I was kind of wary. But this dude, he was nice. He was chill, and he was like, "Here, you just press here, and the wall opens up, and you go to class." So I was like, "Oh, cool, thanks." And so I go to class, and the teacher's handing out, or not handing out, but like there's ashtrays, and he's like, "Y'all can smoke if you want." And I'm like, "Yeah," you know. So everybody's like pulling out cigarettes and smoking, and I like pull out my pipe because I don't smoke cigarettes. I didn't have a pipe in high school. I don't know how this, I don't know where all this is coming from, but yeah, I've been having some strange dreams lately. Um, I don't know if they mean anything. A lot of people like try to interpret dreams and stuff, and like I've had some wild dreams. I don't like in the past. So I have no idea like if someone were to interpret them, how like what you would try to get out of that. But I think what I'm getting out of it right now, at least, is that um, I don't know about this one last night because that wasn't really scary or upsetting at all. It was actually kind of nice for to have people not judging me about stuff and just um, you know being cool, even in a setting where people usually aren't very cool about things. Um, but the other two dreams I had the past 3 or so nights, they were either scary or upsetting. Like the one with the dude and his sister, like I woke up mad that morning, like pretty mad that like people are in my dreams. People are just like treating me like an outsider, because they're cool or because they think they're cool. In the nightmare before that, like that was kind of scary actually. So I don't know what's up, but I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.